girls. Okay, cool. So thanks so much for joining at such short notice as well. It's good to see you all. So I'm just going to get straight to it because I don't want to keep you for too long. First of all, just like an amazing check-in day for Monday. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, congratulations to all of you for having so many girls in Fit Girl just like continuously getting results. It's absolutely amazing. And it obviously all starts with you girls for, setting the standard and leading the way and being super inspiring. So yeah, just congratulations on that. So the reason that we have come together this evening, just really quickly, is just to kind of set up a few I don't want to call them rules because I don't want you to feel like restricted. What we want to do is create a system that we have to make this really super fair for everybody. Now, obviously, because you are all from a very similar area, you are going to know, other than you, Linz, it's me and you down here, it's very likely that you are going to cross paths with girls who all know each other, and girls that other sisterhood girls know. So what we just need to do, and it's really this simple, what we need to do is when we are speaking to people that are in the group, and say for example someone comes to us and says oh, I'd like to order some shakes or some capsules, and you haven't invited them to the group, it's really important that you say to them, yeah, sure, we can absolutely get that arranged for you. Who was it that added you into the group? Because I'm going to pass you back to them. That is just how this works, because otherwise there's going to be arguments, there's going to be miscommunication. So it's just really important not to be poaching, and of course, like, sometimes we can cross paths with the same people, so just keep it really fair. We're all in this to win together, and I think it's just really important that you girls have that kind of level playing field where if you haven't invited someone to the group, that person doesn't belong to you, and that's really important to know. And I know it's all new for some of you, and it's like a learning process, so don't want you to feel like anyone's done anything wrong. It's just really important that we've set that standard, and from this point forward that you're teaching that to your teamies, and also for your people to know in the group as well, that you're their mentor. And when I add people into the group, I always say to them something along the lines of, welcome to the group, I'm your mentor, this is where you can get loads of value, here's the plans, blah 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 blah. So they always know to come back to me, because I'm going to look after them. So just make sure that you're letting them know that you're there to look after them, just because otherwise it's going to get messy, and I've seen it happen before where people end up actually falling out, and we don't want that. We've got something so amazing here in the sisterhood, and obviously there's other ways that we can do this, girls. Like, I'm pretty sure that you all know people obviously outside of County Durham and around that area as well, which obviously if we've built what we have in your area, well, you guys have built it actually, starting with Gemma and Sam, and then the rest of you girls as well, creating such an incredible space. Why can't we do that in other places? Why is there not other places that we can inspire girls to come join and have a whole new circuit of people? And I know it's people that and friends of friends of friends, and them seeing your results, but just think about branching out a bit as well, and creating your network to be a bigger a bigger area, because the sooner you do that, the more it's going to spread for you, and it's going to be easier for you to build your business as well, because obviously County Durham's not an enormous place, and one day we will need to start branching out further. So I think I've made, like, that's literally my point, just that we need to have an etiquette of making sure that if we're not inviting girls to the group and they come to us for orders, that we send them back to where they came from. On the case of somebody being added in by somebody else who isn't a mentor, they have to just keep going up. So where did you hear it? Where did you hear it? Where did you hear it? And it just goes back up to the person that it snakes down with. That's just the fairness of it. If it's a complete random, then that's something that we can perhaps look at, because there will be kind of like little orphan people that come and join up. And what we can do is we can create a list of names, and then eventually everyone will get one, so it'll be who's next on the list to get the orphan that comes in. I think that's a really fair system to use. If anybody's got any ideas obviously about this, if anyone's got any questions, please let me know. I'm not sure if anybody wants to add anything, have any questions. No. you going to say anything, Jem? Are you turning the volume off? No,
I don't know. I think you've pretty much covered it. I don't know how. I don't know what you want to do. Like, do you know if anybody spoke to anybody previously and then they haven't gotten an answer back, and then somebody else has spoke to them and then they add them in? Where, like, how would you feel on that working? Like, because somebody's already potentially spoke to them about the group, are we happy enough to just like let that lie and sort of just accept whoever's actually managed to get them in?
I think what it comes down to at the end of the day, because I've had this before.
Yeah.
It's whoever the potential wants to go with at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's whoever that they choose to go with, and then it's up to us to look after them if they've come with us. So yeah, sometimes it happens. I'll give you an example. I used to work at Jenny Craig, which was a weight management company, and one of the girls in there, Lee Dyer, was top sales girl, and I had my eye on her for ages. I sent her some free capsules, but I took my eye off the ball and somebody else swiped her up and signed her up to the business. I was gutted, totally gutted, but what can you do? Like, it was totally my fault, and it's happened before as well. Sometimes we just have to learn from those situations where we go, damn it, I should have been more on the ball, or sometimes it's just not for us. And if someone hasn't signed up with us, they're just not for us, they're not our tribe, they're to go with someone else. So if they've picked someone else, it's never a reflection of something you've done wrong. It's just a case of that's where they felt most drawn to and most aligned with. So yeah. That's that for that one. I don't know if anyone else wants to add anything. If not, absolutely fine. So girls, I'm going to post just shortly the incentive for the team into Fit Girl Sisterhood for you guys, which is super exciting, something you need to work towards in the month of February. And I will be doing incentives each month from this point forward because we're growing. And also, some of you may not know too much about the Academy, but last month we did the Academy. I know some of you actually signed up through the Academy. We're going to be running that again. I'm going to be posting some visuals in the group. I'll post the information again so you can use that to help bring people onto your team by giving them the chance to trial the business for free, which basically allows people to, it makes them feel less pressure, because what sometimes happens is people think, oh, you just want to sign me up and make money from me, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. But actually that's not what we want, but that's sometimes what people feel. So this is a really nice way for people to come in, trial the business and see if they want to give it a go and if they'll be any good. So that's something that you can run it from whenever you want. My best advice to you would be start posting about it and to run it from the 10th to the 25th and give them 15 days to get their 825 points, because the 25th, obviously you get that you get the layover from the 25th of this month to the end of next month to get your promotion. So the 25th is the best day to sign up on. So just a couple of in-house things there, girls, really. Just keep smashing it. The group is on fire. Just so proud of every single one of you. And yeah, like, does that all make sense? Is everyone okay and happy with that kind of like rule as such, that we all go back to, if you're speaking to someone that's in the group, just say, oh, who signed you up, hun? Because there's been so many times, guys, that people have said to me, oh, I want to order some capsules, I want to order some boosters. And, you've just got to ask, who added you into the group, and then send them back to whoever that they came from. Right, Jem?
Yeah, I just wanted to add as well, sorry. So do you know how, like, Samantha Wilson added some girls into the group? And obviously that's when Sam wasn't part of the team then. So those were under me at first, but I've actually, like, as a mentor and as Sam's upline, I've obviously let Sam have those women because she's added them in. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, yeah.
So that's just to let, like, others know that that's what I've done. So then that helps, like, my teamie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just, if anybody thought of doing that for theirs, then.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, like, if, say, for example, you've got a potential that's come in and they've given you orders and then they decide to sign up to the team, you can just get those moved back over.
Yeah,
that's because then you both benefit, then you and your team.
Exactly. Yeah,
love that. Yeah, it's a good share.
Just so if anybody thought of that, like, wanted to do that as well, then obviously it helps their teamies out.
Yeah, absolutely love that. Good stuff. Cool. Sam, did you want to say something? I saw you unmuted yourself.
I did, but now it's gone. And I can't remember what it was.
Baby brain.
I think it was something like, Yeah, so when we had that conversation, that quite long conversation the other day, when it was Sammy was saying, like, there's so many people in the group. Obviously, I don't know if it's been talked about because my kids were running an absolute mock, so I had to run off, about just making sure that you are asking people's permission before you add them in the group. Has that been tried about? Yeah. No. So, for example, when that conversation was happening, there was 80 people in the waiting room. And I knew I'd added a girl into the academy. Sorry, I was just running them up. I knew I'd added a girl into the academy who then, within 10 minutes, had added 50 people. And I was like, what? And then somebody else had done it, and she'd said, and her upline spoke to her, and she'd said, like, oh, no, I just added them. I just thought they'd like to be there because I know they'd like to lose weight. And it's like, we did some training before, and it was like, it's called spam. What's it called, Millie?
It's not a spam group where people just add anyone that they
want
in there.
People need to know why they're coming into it and want to come into it. So, and those are people, but 9 times out of 10, when it says hasn't answered the question, 9 times out of 10, it's because they haven't even clicked on to see the questions. So most of those people, you'll drop them a message and you'll say, hi, I have a generic message that I send out saying, hi, you've just seen you've asked to join Fit Girl Club. Bad decision. Can I ask who did you hear about us from, or how did you hear about us? And 9 times out of 10, you don't get a reply because you go into their random little inbox. They don't accept you as a friend because they're like, who the hell is she? And they weren't prepared to hear from you because they didn't even know Fit Girl Club was an actual group. Yeah. So yeah, if you ever are trawling through and you think, like, I'm going to do some messaging to get rid of the group a little bit, just make sure you, just like you say, we start with that message of, can I ask how you heard about us? And then if they say, like yesterday I had one and they said, oh, it was Beth Firth, and it was Becca Jones. So Becca Jones. And I screenshot it and said, oh, yeah, no problem at all. I'll send you over. She's doing so well. And sent it straight over, and then it goes to the right person. If we don't ask those questions, what happens is they're like, yeah, add us in, tag me, and then you take their sale, but it's not you who it was intended for. And it's just that simple question. And it's quite nice sometimes as well when someone says, oh yeah, it was this girl, and you pass them over, and it creates a sense of like family between that person as well. Like, oh, isn't that lovely? She's passed me over to Ashley because she's my friend, or she passed me over to Becky because I saw her post. She's not keeping me for herself. Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm just watching me chat at the same time.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I love that as well, and that's obviously what the group is all about. We're here to support each other because that's how it all started. You know, you've all come so far on your own personal journeys, but also, you know, through business. So it's really important that we keep that as kind of like one of the Fit Girl Club. Like, it's our ethos. You know, we're here to support each other, and we want to see each other win. You know, you all want to be standing on that stage, you know, when eventually we get back to conference, you know, holding each other's hands, you know, up as NMDs, wherever you want to be, you know, celebrating together and have that vision of, you know, just being together. You know, I can see you all up on stage with Fit Girl Club t-shirts on, you know, like repping the brand and just absolutely celebrating, you know, with all the confetti and everything. And, you know, we want to keep that family feel between us. And honestly, girls, like I've never seen, I get goosebumps, like I've never seen like the togetherness that this team has got. Like I really haven't in my whole time in the business. So it's something super special, and you're really lucky to have created what you have because you're such wonderful girls. So yeah, just thank you for everything that you're doing, and just really glad that we could iron that out. If anybody's got any questions, yeah, man, we're the best, like no competition, and we want to hold that together, you know, and obviously invite people in. So are we voting for Hannah being Fit Girl of the Week because she's literally smashed it? Hannah,
she's having a down day as well today. I don't know if you've noticed. She put on a status today, I think it might have only been an hour or two ago, saying that she was feeling really anxious and she was really worried because she hasn't felt like that for ages. So I think this might be a really big boost for her, like a boost that she really needs.
okay, cool. Okay, well,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
Sammy Jo, what are you doing?
Walking her dog, I think, isn't she?
Walking the dog, but she loves the snow, so she's like proper dragging us all over the place. And I'm trying to be careful as well because it's icy all over.
I thought you were
she's proper dragging us like a horse. Look at it.
It looked like you were riding a bike.
Oh God, no. Definitely not.
But yeah, I definitely think Hannah. Who does Just Cause belong to, by the way?
Just Cause. Oh,
Gemma, oh, she's really like, she's put her pictures on today and she's absolutely fire.
Oh, we speak often, and it's not just about the group either. Like we share stories about the kids and stuff.
She's really like really well.
Bless her. She's amazing.
Because she has done really
She
well.
definitely does deserve it though. Like, even I know we're doing Hannah this week, but she really deserved it last week as well. She was fab. So she's definitely gonna have to get it one week, hasn't she?
I mean, the first time when she first come into the group and she was like, do I have to post my pictures? And I was like, look at me, you don't have to if you don't want to. Keep them for yourself, send them to me, whatever. You don't have to post in the group. Like, our pictures within half an hour, not even that, she messaged, she was like, fuck mate, I've done it. I've put my pictures in. I was like, get in there, lass.
Yeah, do we, yeah, she really does. Do you think we should?
I agree, definitely up there, isn't she?
We have 2 this week.
Oh, is that
up
possible?
to you?
Are we?
Yeah, I think so. Because even with all of her foods and everything, she's getting proper into it. She's following everything to a T. Like you say, she's got loads going on at home as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's definitely nearly a sister also.
Yeah.
I'd mentioned it to her before and she was like, oh, I'm just not, she'd considered it. She just wasn't ready. She has got a lot going on at home. I mean, 4 kids and a dodgy ex. She's got a lot on.
We'll do 2. I'll announce 2 tonight.
That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'll do 2, and then obviously they get the offer of 25 quid off. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. And just lastly, if any of you are struggling with what to post or adding people or posting testimonials or having any consistency, what I'd recommend is just trying to get on a couple of power hours a week, just because they're so good. Like, there are so many of, they're in the top of the sisterhood group under announcement. Jessie and Anita posted them, and they're just super good to hear how other people run their days. And even with an hour, you can do so much. There was a girl on a call yesterday and she's working full time. I think she's doing like a university thing. She's got a kid, a husband and a horse, and she's just been promoted to SSC, which is 2 positions above Jem and Sam, which is nuts. So it just goes to show it's just about being, clever with your time. So if anyone's struggling, then, definitely try and just jump on a power hour. Also, 8 o'clock tonight is John's opportunity call. I always like to have it on. I don't always put people on there, but try to get a few people every week just to see. So what I do is have a run around for anyone that I've messaged through the week that might have been interested, and just say, hey hun, what are you up to at 8 o'clock? And they're like, oh, nothing. I'm like, cool, well, here's a link to the call that we talked about before. I think you'd be amazing, just stick it on. And then I really like to say to people as well, like, if you watch this one, I won't ask you again, because then at least the seed is sown, and then they'll be like, okay, cool, I'll get off my back. And that's exactly how Katie, my upline, joined. John said to her, just come to this one event and I'll never ask you again. And then look, she's a multi-millionaire from JP living in Florida, and totally had a life change. So yeah, and sometimes people need more than one exposure. So that's at 8 o'clock. All the call details are in Sisterhood. Who do we need to congratulate? Someone got promoted today. Amber.
Yes.
Amber's not on. No, that's fine. She can watch this back. But congratulations. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for joining. Hi, Becca. Nice to see you.
Hi.
Mills.
Yeah.
Hi. Mills, can I just put you on the spot?
Yeah.
Just because obviously Kelly's just joined and Becca's just joined, bless them. And it's like finishing. So could you just quickly run through what the main bits that you spoke about so that the girls can hear it?
Okay, sorry, I've just seen all the messages.
No, don't worry. I just don't want you to be like, oh, I don't have a clue what you talked about. So a little 30-second rundown off Millie might fit in a little bit.
So just basically said, like, congratulations for a mega day. Like, Monday's always amazing, having an amazing check-in. Just really proud of all of you for like just creating what we have. Basically what we were talking about was that we need to make sure that when we're speaking to people in the group, if you haven't added them in, make sure that you're sending them back to the people that that brought them into the group, just because otherwise it's going to create some bad relationships, and people will start poaching from each other, and it will just get nasty. So what we need to do is make sure that if you're speaking to someone that hasn't been added in by you, ask them, who added you into the group, who's your mentor, and just send them back to where they came from. It's just really important, because we all want to win. There's no poaching. We don't stand for that. It's something that I've been really strict on all the way through my journey in the business. Unfortunately, other teams do it, but it's something that I think is really important. And like Sam said earlier, it just creates that family feel. So if you're inviting someone in, and then you ask them who added you in, they're going to feel supported, and like, we're not being like, oh, well, just come with me anyway. They're going to be like, oh no, you go back with Ashley, or you go back with Gemma, like that's where you belong. And
Yeah.
good energy as well, girls. It's good karma, good things will come back to you, and it will help you all win. So yeah, I think that's basically it. So if you haven't added someone in and they've come to you for an order, just ask where they've come from. And if it's somebody who is, you know, not a sister already, just like snake back up and find out who that they got added in by, and that basically belongs in that line of people. And that's generally what we covered, really. And just that we've got the opportunity call at 8 o'clock. What else? Power hours are amazing for getting income producing activities done if you're short on time or unsure of what to post, and also just getting a feel from sidelines. So basically, Sam and Gemma are your uplines, I'm their upline. You're all each other's sidelines. So anybody that's sideline to each other, and anybody that you bring in is called a downline. And it's just good to go and like kind of mingle with other sidelines. So people from other businesses and other kind of legs in organizations, just to see how they run their businesses and what's making them successful. And just hearing, you know, you might relate to something else and you might get that light bulb moment. And that's why it's so important to be on the training calls, is that we sometimes, you know, we can hear the same thing over and over, but sometimes we don't hear it, if that makes sense. And it's the same thing, but all of a sudden, because it's someone that you resonate with, you go, oh my God, I'm going to do that. And it can be that moment that changes your mindset in your business. So yeah, that's just what I'd recommend, and we'll post about those. I'm dropping the incentive for the team just shortly into Fit Girl the Sisterhood. And then also I just wanted to share with you that Jess Coles and Hannah can't say her surname, McCohen, is that how you say her name? McKeown, I don't know. Hannah is basically, she's going to win, those two are going to win Fit Girl of the Week, just because they've both smashed it. So is that all good? Does that all make sense? Just to keep it fair, just to keep it like nice, and just so we can all win together. That's basically what it is, because I've seen so many times in other teams where girls fall out with each other, and you know, because someone stole someone else, and they, you know, then they took their team away, and we just don't want that. We want to stick together as a family and grow through this together and keep Fit Girl Club as a real solid family. And yeah, that's something that I'm you know, really excited about. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, girls, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to let you go. We've been on half an hour already, blimey. What I'll do is I'll convert to the YouTube link and then pop it on YouTube and send you a link back. And if you want to send it to girls. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Millie.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.